Good morning everybody. Today let me discuss about IR spectrophotometer. The principle of IR spectroscopy. When an infrared light ray is passed through a sample of organic compound, some of the frequencies are observed by the organic compound while other frequencies are transmitted by the organic compound. If we plot a graph between absorbance versus wave number or transmittance versus wave number, which is going to give a IR spectrum. Conventionally, wave number versus transmittance is plotted. Why? Because the number is more manageable with respect to transmittance. Here the diagram shows the IR spectroscopy, which consists of IR source, IR detector, monochromator, chopper, reference as well as sample in the compartment. So the source, IR source emits IR radiation, is divided into two equal halves by a slit and a reflector, which is passed through a reference as well as to the sample. The reference as well as sample absorbs or transmits the radiation. The chopper will move upward as well as to the downward. While the chopper moves downward, the reference light beam is passed through the monochromator and then it is detected by a IR detector. If I want to detect the sample, the chopper will move to the reference side upward, thereby the sample light is reflected and it is passed through the monochromator to the IR detector. So simply, if I want to pass reference beam, the chopper will move downward. If I want to pass the sample beam, the chopper will move upward. It's just like act as a switch. Thereby, the reference beam is passed and it is detected by the IR detector, as well as the sample beam is passed and it is detected by the IR detector. Now, let me discuss what's happened inside the IR spectroscopy. That is, what is the source duty, what is the detector's duty, and what is the function of monochromator. These things we will discuss. The instrumentation, the IR radiation source, wavelength selector. Wavelength selector, we have two things. One is monochromator, another one is filter, sample holder or cell, detector and recorder. These are the instrumentation part of IR spectroscopy. Now let me discuss about sources. Inert solid heated electrically to the temperature of 1500 above 2000 Kelvin. Number first one is Nernst glower. The cylinder consists of rare earth oxide formed into a cylinder of a dia of 1 to 2 mm and the length approximately 20 mm. The platinum discs are attached at the ends of the cylinder to permit electrical connection. They are heated to the temperature of 1200 to 2200 Kelvin where IR radiations are emitted. Here, the rare earth metals are used, which is having a negative temperature coefficient NTC. It has a physical property of material lowers in increasing the temperature. That is, temperature is inversely related to its resistance. So, when the temperature is low, your resistance value is high and the conduction of current is going to be low. If the temperature is high, the resistance is going to be low and the conduction current is going to be high. Since the temperature is inversely proportional, when the resistance changes, your temperature changes, thereby the conduction of current will also change. So you can say in this manner, the conduction of current when it is low, the resistance is going to be high and the temperature is low. When the conduction current is high, the temperature is high and the resistance is going to be low. So at low temperature, they provide high resistance to flow current, and as cylinder gets heated, resistance gets reduced, allowing the conduction of current. If large amount of current flows through the cylinder, it can destroy the source. To avoid this, source circuit should be designed to limit the current. Thereby, Nernst glower length and the dimension, if we increase, we can overcome this problem. Thereby, glower source has been introduced. This is similar to Nernst glower made up of a cylinder. Now the material is made up of silicon carbide. The length is 50 mm and the diameter is 5 mm. Here it is a positive temperature coefficient of electrical resistance. Here, when temperature is low, the resistance is low. Why? Because the temperature is directly proportional to resistance. So when temperature is low, your resistance is low and the conduction current is I. When temperature is high, your resistance is high, thereby the conduction current is low. So at the low temperature, they provide low resistance to flow the current. As the cylinder gets heated, the resistance increases, allowing conduction of current. To avoid excessive heating, a water cooling system is also used. At high temperature source, it emits IR radiation. The third one is incandescent wire source. In the same diagram, the cylinder is wounded tightly with spiral wire of nichrome or rhodium. When it is heated at 1100 Kelvin, at high temperature source, it emits IR radiation. The next goes to wavelength selector. So wavelength selector, it can be either a filter or monochromators. Filters and monochromators we can use. If you use monochromators, we have entrance slit, exit slit, collimating lens or mirror, depression element, prism or grating, focusing lens or mirror. The difference between monochromator and filter. The monochromator and filter, we have wide difference. Monochromators for diffraction and filter for absorption. The monochromator has got narrow width of wavelength and filter has got wide width of wavelength. The cost of monochromator is expensive when compared to filter. Filter is very cheap. Capable of recording spectrum is possible with monochromator. It is not possible with filter, but it can be used for quantitative analysis in both the cases. Monochromator as well as filter can be used for a quantitative analysis. The next one is filters. Filters are very simple. They are sheet of plastic or glass that simply absorbs wavelength other than those required for analysis. That is, unwanted wavelengths are observed and other wavelengths are sent to the sample. Generally, the range of wavelength allowed by the filter is relatively wide range. The monochromators are more complicated. It composes of series of optic inside a light proof box which has entry slit and exit slit. So what is meant by entry slit means entry slit is a slit which is placed between detector and a source. Entry slit is a slit which is placed between source and the sample. Exit slit is a slit placed between detector and sample. That means if you place a slit between source and a sample, that is entry slit. If you place a slit between detector and sample, that is called exit slit. So which allows all wavelength of radiation in and sends out only a narrow range of wavelength in out. Handling of samples in IR. The sampling technique in IR depends on whether the sample is gas, liquid, solid, moles, deposited films. Gas means gas cell, liquid means thin film, solid means potassium bromide disc, moles means paste, deposited film can be used. Gases. Infrared transparent window allows the cell to be mounted directly to the solution. Internal mirrors are used to permit the beam to be reflected several times in order to increase the sensitivity. The vapor phase rotational changes in the molecules occurs freely and these low frequency process can modulate the higher energy vibrational bands. Liquids. If you go with liquids, the liquids consisting of a sample as thin film skews between two infrared transparent window like sodium chloride flats. The salt plate or rock salt flats must be optically polished and cleaned immediately after use. How to clean it means you can use toluene or chloroform and we have to keep the entire setup in dry condition and we have to handle only with the edges. The thickness of the film can be adjusted by giving a pressure to the top of the flats to the mm of 0.01 to 0.1 mm. It consists of two windows of a pressed salt sealed and separated by a thin gasket of Teflon, copper or lead that have been wetted with a mercury. The windows are usually made up of silicon chloride, potassium chloride or cesium bromide. See, normally we have two cells. The first cell contains a sample and the second cell containing a pure solvent placed in the reference beam. By the reference beam, the solvent absorption is cancelled out and the spectrum records the solute alone. If we talk about solids KBr is a potassium bromide disc. It is prepared by grinding the sample with a potassium bromide and compressing the whole into a transparent wafer or a disc. Potassium bromide must be dry. Hence, grinding is carried out under infrared lamp to avoid condensation of atmospheric moisture, which gives rise to broad absorption. Grinding is done in a gate mortar pestle or commercial ball mills. A poorly ground mixture leads to a disc that scatters the light than they transmit. If the particle sizes of 2 micrometer must be achieved to avoid scattering. Mulls. Paste prepared by grinding the sample with a drop of oil is called as mull that is squeezed between the transparent window as for liquid samples was tested. Mulling agent should be ideally be transparent for infrared rays. If you use a liquid paraffin, Nugol is used to prepare a Nugol mulls which is transparent over a wide range of IR spectrum. Then let we discuss about IR detectors. IR detectors, the first one is bolometer. Bolometer is a resistance type thermometer. Here it is constructed from a strip of metal such as platinum or nickel or from semiconductors. They show a relative large change in resistance as a function of temperature. So it's just a Wheatstone bridge. Initial condition is balanced with a 0 galvanometer. So one arm of the bridge is connected with a bolometer. Now the bridge was balanced. See here an excitation voltage E is given to excite the bridge. When infrared radiation falls on the bridge, now the bridge becomes unbalanced due to the change in resistance occurred due to the change in temperature. So when there is a change in temperature, the resistance of the bridge changes. When there is a resistance of the bridge changes, there will be current flow through the galvanometer. When there is a current flow through the galvanometer current is directly proportional to change in resistance, which is directly proportional to the change in temperature, which is directly proportional to the IR radiation. The next one is Gaulier cell. This is sensitive gas thermometer. They are sensitive gas thermometer. Here a xenon gas is contained in a small cylinder chamber which contains a blackened member on one side while other side has a flexible diaphragm. When IR radiation falls on the membrane, blackened membrane, it gets reflected. Here by a conduction, the xenon gas gets heated and the pressure inside the gas is going to get increases, thereby the diaphragm will move or deflect or distort from the initial position. While it is moving, while it is distortion of the diaphragm, the light is reflected to a phototube. In such a way the setup was kept. In the phototube we have electrodes. The electrodes are anode and cathode. The cathode are silver surfaced which is going to emit electrons. Those electrons are called photoelectrons. These photoelectrons travels and attracted by an anode. The flow of photoelectron we call it as a current. So the current which is externally measured by a network, the current measured is directly proportional to IR radiation falling into the Gaulier cell. The next one is pyroelectric detector. In pyroelectric detector, they are constructed for a single crystal wafer of pyroelectric material, which are dielectric material which have a special thermal or electrical properties. For example, deuterated triglycerin sulfate can be used as a dielectric material. Even a rock salt can be used. it was sandwiched. The electrode is the material is sandwiched between two electrodes. When an electric field is applied across the dielectric material, the electric polarization takes place. The magnitude of polarization is a function of dielectric constant of that material. This pyroelectric crystal is sandwiched between two electrodes which are IR radiant transparent. The pyroelectric crystal acts as a temperature dependent capacitor. When IR radiation falls, there is a change in temperature which alters the distribution across the crystal, which alters the charge distribution across the filter. That is, whenever IR radiation falls, there is a change in temperature. Change in temperature takes place with the crystal, which alters the charge distribution across the crystal, which can be detected as a current in an external circuit consisting of two sides of a capacitor. The magnitude of current is directly proportional to the surface area of the crystal and rate of change of polarization with the temperature. So if you like this video, comment, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.